Good evening. We're going to continue lesson 4 in our unit 3. Apply place value strategies to divide hundreds, tens, and ones. To review a little bit of the place value strategies and using these unit forms, let's just go over a few things. So we've got 2 hundreds plus 3 tens plus 6 ones. What does that unit form look as a standard number? It's 200 plus 3 tens, which is 30, and then 6 ones. We add them up, we get 236. Some of us are still struggling with that place value, an expanded form and unit form, and being able to go back and forth with each one. We have 4 hundreds, 7 tens, and 5 ones. So we have 4 hundreds plus 7 tens, which is 70, and then we have 5 ones. Put it together, we get 475. Continuing, 3 hundreds plus 9 ones. So there we're missing the tens. So we have 3 hundreds plus 9 ones, which gives us 309. There is no tens. 4 hundreds plus 1 10. Notice that there are no ones. So we have 400 plus a 10. So that gives us 410. All right, we're dividing by 2, 3, or 4. Now, if you look at this, we could probably most likely divide into these mentally. Let's try this out. We have the 3. We're dividing the 3 into the 96. What can we multiply by 3 to get to 9? Well, that would give us 30, right? Because that's a 90, but it would be 3, representing 30. 3 goes into that 6 twice. So the answer to 96 divided by 3, the quotient is 32. The next one, 75 divided by 2, which is really actually, we got to get rid of this, it's actually dividing it by 3. So now we have to say to ourselves, 3 times what will give us close to that 70? Nothing times 3 is going to give us a 7, but we know that 3 times 2 is 6. So 20 times 3 is 60. So we're going to put 2 for 20. And then how much left over if we do that 60 minus 75 would be 15, right? So 3 goes into 15 5 times. So the quotient is 75 divided by 3. The quotient is 25. Same thing going on with 92 divided by 4. Same thing here. So nothing times 4 is going to give us 90. But what does it give us? 80. So now we could say 4 goes into 80 how many times? Well, 20 times. So we're going to put a 2 for 20. 92 minus 80 will give us 12. So 4 into 12 gives us goes 3 times. So 92 divided by 4, the quotient is 23. Some of these things, these divisions, you can actually do mentally. But it's always good to go back and show your work just to make sure you're getting the answer. Because sometimes we can be a little sloppy and careless. But it's always good to check our mental math. 129 divided by 9, divided by 3, what am I saying? How can we rename 129 as tens and ones? So we're going to take 129 and we're going to rename this. And we're going to say 12 tens. And we're going to say 9 ones. And then we're going to be able to divide by 3. So 3 goes into 12 tens. How many times? It goes into 4 tens. And then 3 goes into 9 ones, 3 ones. Put that all together, 4 tens and 3 ones, well, that's a 40. And this is a 3. So we get a quotient of 43. All right, 135 divided by 3. How can we rename 135 as tens and ones? All right, so let's get back here. So let's do 13 tens and 5 ones. And we're going to be dividing that by 3. Problem is, 3 can't go into 13. But what it can go into is 12. 12 tens. But then we're going to have to rename that extra 10 that I'm not including into the ones. So we have to give that extra 10 to the ones, which will become now 15 ones. And now we're able to divide by 3. 3 goes into 12 tens, 4 tens, 3 goes into 15 ones, 5 ones. Put this together and we get 40 plus the 5 ones, which would give us 45. So the quotient to 135 divided by 3 is 45. And it helped us be able to break this down by renaming the numbers into tens and ones. Our next one, 654 divided by 3. How can we rename 654 as tens and ones? All right, so if I could take 65 tens, and then I can write, let's see, whoops, and then we can have 4 ones. And then I can divide by 3. Now, this looks a little ridiculous because dividing by 3 into 65 tens, that looks pretty tough. And we can't really use and rely on mental math to solve this. So therefore, we're going to have to start using the place value chart. Dun, 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 dun. All right, we called in the help of the place value chart. Let's break this up. So I'm going to say 654. Now, we have to break this up into 3 equal groups in order for this to fit. Because we're dividing by 3, so we're going to have 3 equal groups. I look at the 6, so let's now take up the 6 and let's place that in. Here we go. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that works there. How about the 5? Which is really a 50, so 5 tens. We got to split it up in 3 ways. We know that's not going to work. We're going to have to give that back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, that isn't going to work. Now let's put the 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, again, that's not going to work, right? So this is why we need help with the place value chart to break it up. We would need to cache these over into ones in order for this to work. So instead of breaking this all up, let's see in the next problem. Knowing that 654 divided by 3, we can divide that, but we wanted to use it mentally by renaming as tens and ones. And the place value chart is what's going to help us do that. All right, so we have 846 divided by 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, we need to separate this place value chart into 2 equal groups. So this is just showing our place value discs, and here are our 2 equal groups. All right, so now I need to take the 846 and divide them up evenly into 2 equal groups. How is that going to work? Okay, let's take those hundreds and split them up evenly into the hundreds. Here we go. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to take those 4 tens, 40. Split them up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now we have 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the quotient to 846 divided by 2? We have 4 hundreds, we have 2 tens, and we have 4 ones. So it's 424. Okay, this next one we're going to be dividing by 3 into 672. So before I break this all up, let's just separate the numbers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the tens, we have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have 2 ones. And I know that I'm going to need to separate these into 3 equal groups. So we have 1, 2, whoops, and then not the nicest of lines, and the bottom would be 3. So we have to take those 600 and divide them up. So let's get started here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We were able to use up all the hundreds. The tens, we have 7. We have 7 tens, which is 70. We know that's not going to get divided up equally. One of those it has to give to the ones. So one of these is going to the one. So let's take the tens and break it up into 60, 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is now going to give to the ones. We have to give a 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we now have 12 ones that we have to split up evenly. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we used up all of the place value discs. Now how many are in each row? Well, we've got 2, we've got 2, and we've got 4. So 200, 2 tens, and 4 ones gives us 224. So the quotient to 672 divided by 3 is 224. Next one, 568 divided by 4. Well, let's just start placing these out. We have 500. So I'm going to put 5 in the hundreds. I'm going to put 6 in the tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 8 in the ones. All right. And it says that we have to split it up into 4 equal groups. So let's just get rid of that and start putting this into 4 equal groups. We have 1 group, 2 groups, and 3. And that last one will be 4. Just got to make this a little bigger. And that last one will be 4 groups. So I need to take that hundreds and divide them up equally into 4 groups. We know that that is not going to work very well. So what we have to do is we're going to have to take one of these extra hundreds here and give it to the tens. So that means I need to add on another 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that would give us 16. Then we've got, then we have our ones. So let's start taking the hundreds and start splitting them up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That took care of all that. Now we have 16 tens, 16 hundreds. So let's take that and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're able to use up all the tens. We have 8 ones. That's going to fit out perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So how many hundreds we have? We have 100. How many tens? We have 40. How many ones? We have 2. So the quotient of 568 divided by 4 is 142. Another way of solving to division is using an area model. So we're going to take 639 and we're going to break that up. And we're going to show that's going to be 600. And then there's going to be 30. Notice the size of my boxes. I'm just trying to show the size of between 600, 30, and then 9. So now we're going to take 3 and we're going to divide it into 600. 3 goes into 6 2 times, then bring up your zeros. 3 goes into 3 1 time, bring up your 0. 3 times what gives you 9 is 3. So here's like what we call partial products. We add them up and the quotient becomes 213. So the quotient to 639 divided by 3 is 213. Next one, 498 divided by 2. We're going to still use the area model. And we're going to separate this and show the difference of the sizes. And this is going to be 400. Then we take that 9, it's really 90. And then we have 8 ones. 2 times what gives us 4? That's 2 with 2 zeros. So 200 times 2 is 400. All right. But now we have the problem of 2 goes into 90. 2 can't go into 9. So we have to say, what can it go close to? Well, it can go into 80, right? That extra 10 needs to go to the ones to be 18. So 2 goes into 80. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Bring up your 0. Now, since we brought over that extra 10, 2 goes into 18 9 times. 200 plus 40 plus 9 is 249. Why do hummingbirds hum? Got to solve the next questions to find the answer. Good luck. 726 divided by 3. Solve this problem using a place value chart. And of course, I want to see your work tomorrow. 528 divided by 4. Use the area model to divide and bring in your work tomorrow. Why do hummingbirds hum? Because they don't know the words to the song. All right, have a great night.